We also need to restore the trust of our rural communities, to back farming, to back food security, ensure that the produce of Welsh farmers is on kitchen tables across the country and beyond. But we also need to tackle the issue of illegal migration. Because for too long we've watched on our TV screens the scenes of illegal migrants coming in small boats, and that has to stop. I've set out a bold plan, a radical plan, and under my leadership, we will finally grip that issue, restore trust in the system, and take back control of our borders. I'm also going to invest in infrastructure, because that's how you grow the economy. And we need to call out this other Labour policy of not building any more roads for what it is, an act of enormous economic self-harm, and the people of Wales deserve better. As a backbench MP, I came up with the idea of free ports. As a Chancellor, I started to deliver them in England, and as Prime Minister, I want to ensure that we have not just one, but 2 free ports here in Wales, attracting jobs and investment in the industries of the future, including hydrogen and, of course, nuclear in North Wales.
I consider myself to be a child of the Union, but I've learnt many things here in Wales. I've learnt, in particular, how to shear a sheep at the Royal Welsh Show. And what I've also done as a Cabinet Minister is fought for the interests of Wales. As Trade Secretary, I got the tariffs removed on the Airbus wings produced in Broughton, helping secure jobs for the future in the UK's largest manufacturing factory. And after 25 years of British lamb being banned in the United States, I got the lamb ban lifted. But as well as freedom and democracy overseas, we also need freedom and democracy here in Britain. And I'm a plain talking Yorkshire woman. And I know that a woman is a woman. Now, some of you might be laughing, but there are parts of Whitehall and there are parts of our public sector that don't seem to understand that. The fact is that there are too many people in this country who are ashamed of our history, who talk our country down, who say the best days are behind us. They are completely wrong. I'm afraid one of them is Mark Drakeford. And his you know, whether it's stopping the M4 relief road, whether it's whacking a tax on our tourist industry, I will crack down on his negativity about Wales and about the United Kingdom.
On the public sector pay saga that's well, I'll of course bring up with Liz Truss in a bit. She's apparently had a change of heart on regional pay boards for public sector pay. Do you accept her clarification?
Well, look, I'll let Liz speak for herself. I'm glad she U-turned on that policy, because I don't think it was the right one, and it would have meant, I think, potentially, almost 500,000 workers in Wales getting a pay cut, which I don't think is the right policy to pursue. I think you level up by spreading opportunity around, by creating things like free ports, jobs and prosperity, by cutting people's income tax. That's how I'd like to do it. I don't think cutting the pay of hundreds of thousands of workers here, and indeed across the regions of the United Kingdom, is a Conservative policy that we should adopt, and I'm glad that she's changed her mind on it.
So regional pay for public sector workers. You said initially it was willful misrepresentation. Was it actually a woeful mistake on your part?
Well, what happened was we announced the policy. It was misinterpreted. It was never intended by the media. It was never intended to apply to nurses, doctors and teachers. So I wanted to clear the matter up straight away. And I have been very clear, we're now not going ahead with that policy. It wasn't a central part of my policy platform, and I've been clear that it is not happening.